let's talk about All-Star Weekend. Now, before I even get to All-Star Weekend, I want to apologize for if y'all hear the heat in the background. There's, somebody working on the heat right now, and that also is mad loud. I apologize for that, but it's cold as hell. I'm in New York. The point is, All-Star Weekend. Now, All-Star Weekend has been something that has been spoken about every year for the last like 8 years, and every year we say the same thing. Why is All-Star Weekend so bad? All-Star Weekend was terrible. All-Star Weekend was boring. All-Star Weekend was this, that, and the third. And it's understandable, but at the same time, bro, there's only so much that can happen, right? Let's get into it. First things first, everybody I've seen compare it to the Super Bowl is actually stupid. There's no way people were actually sitting here comparing All-Star Weekend to the Super Bowl. There's two different things. The Super Bowl is the championship game. There's nothing else for you to worry about as an athlete in the Super Bowl game because you're supposed to go out there, put everything on the line, and win the chip, right? And then on top of that, everybody there is there to watch you play, is there to watch the halftime, is there for the ads, right? So it's a big game and you have everything to risk and you're willing to risk it all. Now, All-Star Weekend is a break in the middle of the season. Is not even the middle of the season. It's the break in the last fourth or third of the season. Right before teams are about to make the biggest push for the playoffs. Right before teams are about to make the biggest push for seeding. Right before teams are really going to start identifying themselves as we are going to win a chip. We are going to be in the middle of the pack. We want this team. We want that team. This is when teams are deciding these things. So, of course, the guys that are going to be in the All-Star game are also on these teams. And then on top of that, these guys are not going to sit here and risk it all. They're not going to sit here and try to lose their rest of the season and the playoffs and the championship for All-Star Weekend, which is supposed to be fun, right? That's the first issue. So there is a way you can get guys to play more competitively, but don't expect them to come out here and risk their body and risk their injuries for all that. There is a way they're going to be more competitive, but not as competitive as everybody thinks. It's still going to be a better product than what it is now, okay? And then I've seen some people say that the new layout was terrible. And I agree. The new layout is terrible. I didn't like it. I didn't like playing to a target, amount of points. I didn't like playing to 40 points. That was so bad. That was terrible. I didn't like all the breaks. I didn't like the performance. I didn't like none of that. All-Star Weekend is about basketball, and we should keep it as about basketball. But at the same time, we can't get mad at the NBA for trying. We can't get mad at the NBA for at least attempting to do something new, because the fact that they're not coming here and giving us the same thing year after year after year, expecting a different result, shows that they at least hear us. They hear the fans, they hear the supporters, they respect our opinions, and they're willing to make a change. They're willing to take a risk. Now, they're not taking the risk that we want them to take, but they're at least trying stuff. They're implementing things, and eventually it's going to work out in our favor. Just be patient. So, of course, I'm fully understanding of everybody's criticism when it comes to the layout. It was understandable. It was acceptable. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people were thinking like, hey, we spent a lot of money to come here and this is like the product you give us. It felt like people just weren't okay with it, right? And that's totally fine. But at least we don't have a team and a league that ignores us. We have a team and a league that listens to its supporters and wants to expand and wants to give us the best product available, and they're working on it right now. This is a weekend, this is an event that they don't want to eliminate, but they're trying to make better and improve on for us, for the supporters that are going to watch it. Now, another thing that I would say is the individual events within the whole weekend. Like, for example, the dunk contest. I've seen a lot of people talk about the dunk contest, and a lot of people were saying how terrible the dunk contest is, how bad it is. And I'm not gonna lie, Jeff Teague and the whole 520 podcast, they made a good point. There's only so many dunks a human can make. Unless you're getting somebody who's just a naturally gifted freak of nature with amazing hang time, amazing height and verticality, amazing everything. Bro, there's only so many dunks a person can make. There's only so many dunks somebody can get creative with, and then at the same time try to win a championship, and then at the same time try to compete when they come back. Like, it's so many people trying to criticize this event, but you don't understand that this event is limited. There's a cap on how far this event can go. And if I'm the NBA, I might consider removing this event and putting something new, because I don't think this event is going to go any further. And if you do keep the event, you keep it for the respect and the nostalgia of the event and of the dunk contest throughout history of the league. I wouldn't keep it accepting and expecting to have an insane evolution moving forward, like an insane jump and an insane amount of progress in the dunk contest. I would not expect that moving forward, nor would I accept that, because it's not going to happen. It's so rare that we're going to see somebody do something so insane in a dunk contest. And if somebody does something so crazy in the dunk contest, they're going to be the only individual doing that, while everybody else is going to be doing the same dunks as we've seen throughout history. Because all those dunks have been done already. Everything has been done. The human body can only go so far. Like, it's not like these guys are sitting there practicing dunks all year. They're practicing to play. They're not practicing for the dunk contest. There's a whole idea of, yo, we should get stars to do the dunk contest. But then we got Jaylen Brown to do it, and we all clowned him for dunking over Kai Cenat. And I understand Kai Cenat is already mad little, and then you put him on the chair, and it's even worse, right? And it looks even more terrible. But the fact that he got in it is something that we should at least appreciate instead of clowning him for, because he was competing for a championship. Jaylen Brown has been competing for a championship every single year that he's been in the league. So the fact that he took the initiative and got in the dunk contest, people should be more thankful. Criticizing him, sure, but more thankful, because the fact that he even joined and took that risk for other people to join and take that risk is amazing. Every year we see stars come out and say, I'm going to be in the dunk contest next year. Ja Morant said that. Bo and the Timberwolves, Edwards, he said that. All of them are tweeting out right now, but then the dunk contest comes around and nobody joins. Nobody does anything. This is getting out of hand. The dunk contest either needs to be eliminated and supplemented for something else, or it needs to be a nostalgic event, a nostalgic moment in All-Star Weekend. It cannot be a thing that we go in expecting to see something insane. It's not going to happen. Now, the three-point contest, I'm not going to lie, keep it how it is. If I was the NBA, I would say I'll probably add like how we did it last year. Pick one person from the NBA and one person from the WNBA and have them go against each other in the three-point contest as well. I think that was a good thing for both leagues. If we continue to do that, that would be amazing, and it'll help both leagues grow. And it will bring more fans, especially like the women audience, to the league and to All-Star Weekend. And then the actual All-Star game, I feel like everybody's saying the same thing. And I spoke about it earlier. I think if we go back to East versus West, have like the nostalgic jerseys, you know, like things like that, I think it'll be way better. And then have like $1 million to the winning team, or $900,000 to the winning team, and $100K to the losing team. And you see how much everybody's going to compete. Like I said, they're not going to compete like they're going to do in the playoffs or in a game that matters in the regular season, but they're going to compete more than what we see now. Now, everybody always talks about the one-on-ones. Every year we hear, we should put more one-on-ones. We should put more one-on-ones. I'm not going to lie. I think a lot of guys, a lot of players are scared. They're scared to play one-on-one versus each other. Why? Because it's going to create a lot of rivalries. It's going to create a lot of things moving into the regular season, especially going back and playing the last 24, 27 games of the season. And a lot of guys don't want that smoke. I'm not going to lie. I don't think a lot of guys want that. I don't think a lot of guys are willing to go there and possibly get embarrassed playing one-on-one. I don't think people are ready to go there and get crisscrossed and dropped by Kyrie Irving. I don't think people are ready to go there and get smoked by KD like 11-zip or 7-zip, however they choose to do it. I don't think people are willing to understand that that's going to happen. There is a possibility that that happens, and now you are embarrassed, and what are you going to do in front of the internet? Now you're gonna take it to the regular season. You're gonna be tight. You're gonna be doing all this extra stuff, and then everybody's gonna be in their feelings, and people are not ready for that. I don't think a lot of athletes are ready for that. Even if we implement the one-on-ones, who's gonna really sign up? Not a lot of people. It's a lot of talk, but not a lot of people are gonna actually sign up. Not a lot of people are gonna actually want to do that. They just talk about doing that. I think it's a very good concept. I would love to watch that, honestly. If we could get one-on-ones, I think that's way better than the dunk contest. But we won't get that. If it does happen, I think that would be probably the main event of the All-Star weekend. I don't think people even care about the All-Star game anymore. We'll just go watch the one-on-ones because that would be way more entertaining, honestly. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know if you agree with any of my ideas, any of my opinions, and safety.